Are you tired of getting stuck on IELTS writing task 1? You see a chart or a graph, and suddenly your mind just goes completely blank. Don't worry, because in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to describe graphs like a pro. We'll go step by step through the structure, the vocabulary, and real examples that will make your writing sound clear, academic, and totally exempt. Stick with me until the very end, because I'll be sharing a Band 9 sample that you can model your own answers after. Let's get started. So, let's start with the basics. What is IELTS writing task 1 really testing? It's not about your opinion. You don't need to say what you think or feel about the data. It's all about reporting and summarizing what you see, the facts, the comparisons, and the trends. The examiner is checking for 3 key things. First, how clear your structure is, which is coherence and cohesion. Second, how accurately you describe the data, which is task achievement. And third, how advanced your vocabulary and grammar are, which covers your lexical resource and grammatical range and accuracy. In short, your job is to describe, compare, and summarize. That's it. Now, let's talk about the perfect structure that Band 9 students always use. It's a simple 4-paragraph formula that works every time. First, you have your introduction, where you just paraphrase the question. Don't copy it, word for word next. And this is crucial. You write an overview. This is where you summarize the main trends or the most important features of the graph in 1 or 2 sentences. After that, you have body paragraph 1, where you highlight key details or describe the first half of the data. And finally, body paragraph 2, where you compare or describe the remaining changes and contrasts. Here's a pro tip for you. Never, ever, skip the overview. It's one of the biggest reasons people lose marks, so make sure it's always there. Let's look at a real example. Imagine the question is, the line graph shows the percentage of households with internet access in 3 countries between 2000 and 2020. Here's how a Band 9 introduction would sound. The line graph illustrates the proportion of households with internet access in Canada, Australia, and the UK from 2000 to 2020. See what we did there? We didn't copy the question. We used academic words like illustrates and proportion, instead of shows and percentage. It's short, clear, and formal. Now, for the overview, the most important paragraph. It could be something like this. Overall, internet usage increased dramatically in all 3 countries, with Canada leading throughout the period. It's simple, it's clear, and it's exactly what the examiner is looking for. It gives a bird's-eye view of the entire graph before you dive into the details. Okay, now comes the fun part, describing data trends like a pro. Instead of just saying go up or go down over and over again, you need to use academic verbs and adjectives. To describe increases, you can use words like rose, increased, grew, surged, soared, or climbed. For example, internet use in Canada soared from 20% to nearly 95%. To describe decreases, try words like fell, dropped, declined, plummeted, or dipped. For instance, the figure plummeted after 2015. What if the data doesn't change much? Use phrases like remained stable, leveled off, or stayed constant. And for data that goes up and down, you can say it fluctuated, varied, or went up and down. Remember this. Variety in your language equals a higher lexical score. Next up, comparing and contrasting data. IELTS examiners love comparisons because this shows your ability to analyze the data, not just list what you see. You can weave these phrases naturally into your writing. Compared to, in contrast to, while X increased, Y decreased, or using the word whereas. For example, you could write, while internet use in the UK rose steadily, Canada experienced a much sharper increase. Here's another pro tip. Use comparative forms like higher, lower, greater, or more significant. It automatically makes your sentences sound more analytical and intelligent. Let's quickly cover some common mistakes you absolutely need to avoid. First, don't describe every single number on the graph. Focus only on the key trends, the highest and lowest points, and any significant changes. Second, don't write your opinions. This is not task 2. And third, don't forget to compare the data between different categories. On the flip side, what should you do? Do paraphrase your vocabulary. Instead of percentage, use proportion, figure, or share. And do group your information logically, maybe by category, trend, or time period. If the time frame is in the past, like our example from 2000 to 2020, use the past tense. Simple but effective. So, what does all of this look like when you put it together? Here's a short, Band 9 style response for our example graph. The line graph compares internet access in 3 countries from 2000 to 2020. Overall, all nations saw dramatic growth, though Canada maintained the highest proportion throughout the period. In 2000, only around 20% of Canadian households had internet access, compared with 15% in Australia and 10% in the UK. However, by 2020, usage in Canada reached almost 95%, slightly higher than Australia at 90% and the UK at 85%. Despite similar upward trends, the gap between the three countries narrowed considerably by the end of the period. Notice how it's clear, precise, and formal. That is exactly what the examiner wants to see. And that's how you describe graphs like a pro. To recap, keep your structure simple, use advanced trend vocabulary, and always focus on key features and comparisons. Now, it's your turn. I want you to pick one chart today. Any chart, and try writing a 150-word summary using the tips from this video. If you found this helpful, smash that like button and be sure to subscribe for more IELTS lessons every single week. And tell me in the comments, what kind of graph do you struggle with the most? Is it a bar chart, a line graph, or a pie chart? Let me know, because I might create the next video just for you. Thanks for watching, and remember, with consistent practice and a smart strategy, you can absolutely score Band 9 in IELTS Writing, Task 1. I'll see you in the next lesson.